excited to see so many friendly faces here today. I want you to feel comfortable to turn off your cameras if you'd like. You're more than welcome to do that. One of the reasons why we do ask people to turn off their cameras when they're in training, such as this via WebEx or Zoom or Teams, is because oftentimes there's a problem with bandwidth. I certainly have a problem with bandwidth where I live because I live out in the country and I have all kinds of extenders all over my house, but there's been many occasions where I've frozen on the screen. It's, kind of a daunting thing trying to get through a training or trying to get reconnected when somebody is freezing. So turning off your video is a good idea at this particular time. And if the light gets too bright from the sun behind me, I may even turn off my light as my video as well. So this is a very short training that we have here today. It's going to be 15 to 20 minutes long. If we finish early, hallelujah. First, let me just say that e-learning is here to stay. I mean, today marks the end of week 44. Next Monday, we are starting week 45 of working from home. And whoever thought we'd be in this environment, that things would change so drastically? For years and years, I have been pushing to start training online and the value of being able to share information across the Commonwealth without being in one location altogether. So this is a really actually exciting time for us to learn about new things and to catch up on what's going on with the field and how we can communicate better and more effectively for everyone. So this got me to thinking, what are we going to do to keep up with the generational differences and learning issues? There's various uses of online platforms nowadays. We have a lot of equipment. We have a lot of programs. We have people who are learning all these new things. There's quickly changing information. We're changing course all the time. I know that there are plenty of people, and I am a baby boomer, so I understand this. At 62 years of age, I'm saying to myself, oh my God, whoever thought I'd be in this situation? But I've been in plenty of meetings recently where I've heard people say, no more. I cannot learn another thing. I don't want to learn another thing. But unfortunately, we have to continue to learn. We have to take advantage of all these wonderful opportunities that we have, and we have to make sure that we stay in front of emerging trends and current research and how to, get information to people. People don't have a lot of time. So shareables is a term that I made up. I just made up this word. I know I've had a lot of people kidding me and saying, oh, is that like Lunchables? Well, yeah, kind of it is like Lunchables. I mean, shareables is a term that I made up to provide micro-learning opportunities. This is about getting your e-learning in small dosage, as tiny bursts of training material that you can comprehend in a very short amount of time. Really, this is in contrast to the heavy tomes that you had at school when you would carry them in your backpack, these heavy books all the time. All this information that we get, and those would be classified as macro learning opportunities. So this is about micro learning. So shareables are performed in short time bursts. It requires little effort on you as the individual. This is primarily due to the fact that it can provide you with knowledge and skill sets that online education typically offers without overwhelming you as the learner. It involves simple or narrow topics, really short and to the point. And as I said at the very beginning, this is only 15 to 20 minutes of your time, so we want to make the most use of that time. As with most e-learnings, relating to terms of flexibility, people use it to refer to different types and different ways of learning. All, however, share a common characteristic to a greater or lesser extent. Activities that are micro-learning based usually feature short-term lessons, projects, or coursework that is designed to provide us with little bits of information. For example, rather than trying to teach you about a broad subject all at once, or aspects of the training get broken down into smaller lesson plans or projects. So instead of you sitting in a classroom for hours and hours listening to somebody speak at you or to you about a particular topic, we can deliver this information in very short bursts. So all of these make shareables, my new term, a natural fit for mobile learning in particular. And while the two indeed go together, there's nothing that says microlearning has to be confined to your cell phone or mobile devices. Or conversely, that mobile devices can't serve as platforms nowadays for macro learning as well. Microlearning can also be done on the go, which means that you can receive smaller lessons that help you to advance your educational goals, even when you're waiting for a bus or sitting in traffic. And God knows, I remember sitting in traffic for hours at a time. I live in East Bridgewater. And so for myself to get into my office in Boston, it would take me an hour and a half every day, one way to get to work. And logistically, it's only 22 miles away, but an hour and a half in traffic, Boston traffic, is a lot of time. And I have never been much of an audio learner. I'm a visual learner. So I had to teach myself certain things about being able to get information while I'm on the go. And I had to practice listening to books on tape. That was one way for me to get some information and for me to be learning or make good use of my time. Microlearning gives employees the ability to gather information in bite-sized forms, which can help you to absorb it much more effectively. It's an ideal situation when you may not have the time to devote to a lengthy course, given that you can learn on your own speed and not be overwhelmed by too much data at once. You can get things in little bits and pieces. So here are some real-world microlearning examples to help you understand its practice. There are things such as watching short instructional videos on YouTube. YouTube is filled with information. I have never been one that spent a lot of time on YouTube, but my husband does, and he's always like finding all kinds of things on YouTube. And it's amazing, all the information. And some of them are as short as 2 and 3 minutes. I don't know how to change the cartridge in my printer. Bring it up on YouTube. I want to find out more about what to make my family for dinner tonight. Bring it up on YouTube. There's all kinds of things that we do all the time. So there's also quick overviews on LinkedIn Learning. It's amazing the stuff that's available on LinkedIn Learning. There are very short videos on how to use your cell phone, how to set up your VPN, how to get your computer opened and activated and moving along. You can also use flashcards. And, flashcards really involve applications that present the learner with small cards, flashcards, with a limited amount of content, such as terms or procedures or other bits of information to aid people in memorizing things. I know my daughter, when she was in medical school, used flashcards a lot, those little 3x5 cards constantly. These are great for things like MAP, for learning about the medication administration program, or other programs that require memorization. So a lot of people go, yeah, flashcards are great, but how can you use flashcards online? Well, surprise, surprise, there is the availability to use flashcards online, and there's lots of programs out there. One of the reasons why we're doing Shareables is to let you know that we're here to help you engage in learning and help other people to learn bits and pieces of information, things that you're doing for the field, and how you can help the field learn things. So other things such as solving puzzles are fun, interesting, and even engaging. Mini training sessions, receiving small nuggets of information through emails, even chats and sims and instant messaging. Even things such as word of the day. I know at the beginning when we went out, I was talking to the training teams for a while and I said, let's do word of the day. We all have to learn new things and new ways of learning things. So those things all come together in Shareables as well. So micro e-learning is not just a byproduct of some short attention spans of the internet age or a subpar e-learning methodology nowadays for when we don't have much time. In fact, science backs it up as a credible and effective method of learning. Research has shown that while we learn more and retain it better when we study in short, focused bursts than when we are forced to sit through long hours of classes. But of course, I'm sure your younger self would have liked to have heard that before they were bored to tears in the classroom. I know I had terrible time with my son when he was in class trying to sit through a whole day or a whole class or whatever. But we're learning more and more about how the brain works, how we can learn, and how we can present information more readily to folks. I have references to research documents at the end of this presentation if you'd like to read more. As a matter of fact, I have 3 pages of references and evidence-based practices about microlearning. Additionally, it just so happens that microlearning is a great fit for the modern age when everyone has a mobile phone. There was a time, and I remember saying this, hey, can I text you? Is it okay to text you? Nowadays, we text and talk all the time. You know, we're texting to everyone. Everyone seems to have a mobile phone. And so some staff have some downtime when they might be bored or inactive, such as an overnight shift, and might have the ability to learn something very small and succinct during that time. Even when you're waiting for a meeting, sometimes we find ourselves multitasking, going into email, doing something else. Or remember, we might have those long commutes come back to us eventually now that we have a vaccine and we may be moving back into some of our offices. So there's plenty of time to do a shareable or learn new information. So that being said, micro learning is not the be-all, end-all solution. We know that. It will not replace all the other forms of learning that we have or e-learning, as each share has its own share of compromises and disadvantages when using it. But with all this emphasis on small, isolated chunks of learning, it's not so great when you really need an essential holistic view of some training information. So those are times that when we really need a coherent picture, when we really need somebody to sit someplace and learn something in its entirety, we will still have opportunities to do that. And we will still have mandates. Of course, there are mandates from the governor and from every whichwhere on training opportunities. I have to call them opportunities, folks, because we smile when we say that. Mandated training that we get. There are lots of various training that we have to take. And unfortunately, you will still have to do those things. But let's learn some other things that can help us along the way. So recently I was in a meeting and I started laughing, and I was laughing because I was in an IT meeting, and already IT has shareables on their agenda as a way for IT to share some of their information to DDS and beyond. I was also in a meeting with Meditech recently, and I'm really proud of the fact, and it just kind of puts a grin on my face when I see shareables on the agenda and how the word is taking on a connotation, and people are starting to understand what is shareables and how to do a shareable. So who and when? Who is the learning and development team? We will, you know what? I'm going to stop my video so I don't blind you guys. We will help you organize if you want to do a shareable. Everyone can attend. Anyone can attend. That's part of the beauty of being able to have online learning now. And then anyone with any knowledge about a particular topic. You know, the old adage is certainly true here. Experience is the best teacher, and you are the best for presenting a certain topic. All of us are subject matter experts in various topics or various places in our lives. Send me an email if you have an idea. All you need is 15 minutes, 20 minutes to do this. And if you send me something that you think would be a great shareable, I'm more than happy to, set that up with you and try to help you do this whole process. There's really no experience necessary to do it. We will organize and support you from there. Because we're new to shareables right now and the concept of micro e-learning, we're going to do shareables every other Friday at 11 o'clock. So maybe we're going to have to change that. I know it says 11:30 on there, but it's 11 o'clock. Don't mind that slide. I must have missed that one. Even though we're going to start off doing them every week, every other week, we may have to change to every week. There may be an opportunity to collect a whole bunch of different information or people who want to present topics, which would be a wonderful thing for everyone. You do not have to attend every shareable. We're not asking you to attend every shareable. What we're going to be doing is putting together a whole topic list of different things that you're going to be able to find in the schedule, and you can sign up for and take whichever shareable makes sense to you. Do you want to take one that offers you the opportunity to learn how to do pivot tables in Excel? Hey, great. I'll videotape that, record that, and we'll have it, in on DDS learning as just one little micro learning session? Do you want to learn how to create folders in your email inbox? Do you want to learn how to print at home? Do you want to learn how to be better prepared for offering choices to people in the residences where you work? Those are all great opportunities for us to share and exchange information during a shareable. So this is where you can find shareables. You know, where are shareables? What are shareables? They're right on the DDS Learning website under the Training Calendars and More tab. If you click that tab, you'll see another tab that says Shareable Events. That's where I will keep what the list of shareables is going to be for that particular week or every other week. And I'll try to have a few of them there so you can sign up for them in advance if you're interested in them. Again, any shareable will be no more than 20 minutes. We really just want people to come in, feel comfortable, listen to a little bit of information, and then be on your way.
So Val, are you looking for more requests for what we want to learn in really quick, short stints?
Exactly. That's
So
exactly.
I have one that maybe we can talk about
I would
maybe
love.
offline. But I mean the service desk is overwhelmed at IT. You know, picking up the phone and call them is you know, can be frustrating because there's long wait times and it's a lot longer than a shareable. And you know, you email them and you know it takes a couple days for someone to get back to you. Almost everybody, if you're on VPN, can create their own ticket. They just need to know how, and that's a heck of a lot faster.
Right.
So self-service, I guess, is my point.
Exactly, Rich. And that's exactly what's so great about this. It can be a short burst of information that you share with people so they learn this. I have people that email the training directors and myself all the time that say, hey, can you check my transcript? Well, no, but I can do a shareable for it and teach you how to check your own transcript on PACE, because when myself as the statewide director of training has 6,500 individuals who could be asking me, can you check my transcript? I don't have time to check those transcripts. But any kind of shortcuts or information that we can give to people that they can absorb or go back and learn or watch real quickly, because I'll be recording these, is a great opportunity for people to have this information in front of them. So just like you would normally have a job aid, we can create a little video in a shareable and have it. And we will have them on the DDS Learning website, and you can just click in and listen to whatever part of it you want to. Really short, really, just one topic kind of item, but give you the opportunity to learn for yourself where to go, how to maneuver through some of these things we're doing.
Awesome.
So
I'll be in
that would
touch
be
with you.
that would be great, Richard. And I hope that many of you are thinking about, wow, that's, I'm not going to say this, but I am going to say, wow, that's kind of cool, Val. What a concept. And yeah, there's lots of things coming out nowadays. There are things on gamification that we want to bring forward. I'm spending a lot of time researching trends in training and how we can make training so that it's more palatable. It's so you enjoy it more. We want things to be more fun, but we want learning to occur. And it's very difficult to sit down for an extended amount of time and pay attention to a computer screen without getting a headache. We've all know about that when we first started out. So please feel free to send me any email with information on what you'd like to see as a shareable, and I will work with you. If you want to create a PowerPoint, we can do that. If you just want to get in front of the camera and record something, we can do that. All kinds of different things that we can do to help promote different activities or events or things that we can do to enhance our lives as individuals who are working out of our homes or in different environments. There are lots of things coming through for training. There's artificial intelligence that is being touted now as really good training opportunities as well. So while we're doing this research, I want to also put research to practice. And so this is our first foray into something different. So as I mentioned, this is the end of my shareable. Really, this shareable is learning about shareables. What are shareables? How do they work? What does it mean? How does it go? It's a new landscape for microlearning, which will become a permanent figure in learning, and it hits all the sweet spots. It's fun, it's engaging, it keeps it short. There's the advantage of multimedia, gamification. It works. People remember stuff that they're told because it's given to people in micro, little snippets of things. It's very casual. You can do it from anywhere. It doesn't demand much of your time. And last but not least, one of micro learning benefits is that while it can be completed, while it can be implemented by itself effectively, it's also part of a larger e-learning offering. So when we start talking about things with Meditech, we can have Meditech 101, why is data important? And then Meditech, how to sign on to Meditech and all these other things instead of a big, long training and just short little snippets of things that you can have. So that's my presentation on Shareables today. I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you, Valerie.
Yep, you will see Shareables more and more. Remember, I'm always open to new ideas. I would love other subject matter experts to step forward. Give me 15 minutes of your time and let's work together and bring some of this learning out in Shareables nowadays. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Valerie.
Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you,
have a good
everyone.
weekend.
Thanks, Val.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Bye,
Great
everyone.
step. Yeah, wonderful.